I'm gonna get right back.
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2.
I know you be looking for it. Get a physical, you know you good. Still here. Still here. That's a thing. Two J's. That's good. In the middle. It's gonna be hot though. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Hey, what's up, man? You coming in? All right, I'm gonna take your seat. How you doing? That's the Is that the new? No, I'm saying, is that the one? Did you get them from the bar? You know, remember I sent an email out that was out.
Yeah, I got all of those.
But I think I sent an email out. You want to sit in here? I can sit. Yeah. Oh, I get it. I got to keep him there. Yeah. No, but I thought I seen you.
I did earlier.
I just because I got this one. Not sure.
I didn't go to the Just see your name in, email, right?
How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you.
What's happening? What's happening? How you doing, brother? Look up, y'all. 1, 2, 3, smile. All right, perfect. Thank you. Oh, yeah, I got my school. I don't have it. It's 4 schools and 7 No, it's not Canada. Right here, got the Oh, okay. That's what you're
Not for that.
I won't be long.
One group has ruled them in seven.
They're like 2 years old. 2 sisters. 2 sisters.
Yeah, that's our name. Yeah, it is. I was trying to remember
Yeah, Terry.
What's good? Did I send you the thing card? I haven't seen the article. Thank you. It's Bruce, how you doing? Okay, doing fine. How you doing, Mr. Todd? Good, good. All righty.
If everyone will go ahead on and take their seats, we have about 1 minute in counting before starting. If everyone will go ahead on and take their seats. Thank you.
Oh, Nathaniel Nate, that's fine. Thank you.
he at 7 o'clock. He's 7 o'clock.
Good evening. I said good evening. And welcome to every candidate who has chosen to stand before the community and say, I'm willing to serve, thank you. That decision alone is not a small one. It asks something of you, of your families, and of your time, and this city recognizes that. Pine Bluff is a city with deep roots in its history, in its people, and in its potential. We are a community that has faced real challenges, and we are a community that has never stopped showing up. The people in this room and the thousands beyond these walls who sent you here with their hopes and their expectations deserve nothing less than the best. Tonight is not about politics in the divisive sense of the world. Tonight is about people. The mother on the north side wondering if her streets are safe. The small business owner on Main Street trying to keep the doors open. The young person asking whether this city has a future worth staying for. Each of you carries an answer to those questions. Each of you carries a vision. And tonight, this community is asking you to share it. Clearly, honestly, and with respect for one another, and for the citizens you seek to represent. There are no opponents in the truest sense here tonight. There's only Pine Bluff and the shared responsibility we all have to move her forward. So speak boldly, listen generously, and remember that the long after the election is over, the work remains. And the people of this great city will be watching, counting on you, and standing right alongside of you. Welcome, candidates. Pine Bluff is ready to hear from you. And remember, walking in the Spirit is not about walking in perfection. It's about walking in posture. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. I have to follow that. My name is Marika Bender. I'm president of the National Association of University Women Pine Bluff Branch. And ditto to what my brother just said. And also, we are one Pine Bluff, one Jefferson County, one vote. Use your power and have a good night.
Let us stand for prayer, please. Bow our heads. Gracious Father, we come this afternoon to say thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this forum. Heavenly Father, I ask that you would bless each and every one that's running for office. And I ask that you would bless each and every one, that they would respect each other, respect the comments. And we love one another as you loved us. So Heavenly Father, as you still love us. And it's only because of you that we're able to be here tonight. And Heavenly Father, help us to remember that you are God and you're God all by yourself. I ask that you would please bless each and every one that attended this forum and that we try to do for this city and make things better. These and other blessings I ask in my son Jesus' name, for Christ's sake. Amen.
Good evening and welcome. I am Kelly D. Bryant and I'm the president of the Pine Bluff, Arkansas chapter of the Links Incorporated and co-chair for this forum. Tonight's event includes those political candidates who have challengers in their political party on the March primary ballot. We invited those particular people because we knew that you needed to hear from them to make your decision of who needed to advance to the November election. So the winner of the March primary, or a runoff if needed, will advance to the November general election. In addition, there are other candidates who are running unopposed in their party who will also advance to be their challengers. Several of those candidates who are running unopposed are here with us tonight, and we wanted to take an opportunity to recognize you, even though you are not participating in the panel. So if you would please stand and be recognized. It should also be noted that the following candidates who were invited to participate tonight were not able to due to other obligations and send their regrets. Those were Council Member of Ward 4, Stephen Mays, Jimmy Fisher, Chad Kelly, and Patricia Johnson. All other candidates, with the exception of one, did not respond to our request to participate. So there was a QR code at the Jefferson County Clerk's office. We sent emails, we sent letter, and we followed up with a phone call. So we just wanted to make sure that you knew we did not leave out anyone. So if you see one race that only has one person listed, that means the remainder did not respond to us. Now, there was one exception. Leo Smith, who's running for JP2, sent his request in to participate late and it was missed. So his name is not included on the program and we apologize for that, but he will take his seat on the panel during part 2 so that he can still participate. So hopefully that helps everybody to clarify why some people are here and others are not. So we look forward to having a great forum. I will turn it over to Esty and then I will come back with one other announcement.
Good evening. My name is Esty Frazier, and I am the president of the Epsilon Zeta Zeta chapter of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. The purpose of tonight's political candidate forum is not to influence you to vote for a particular candidate, but to hear the candidate's political view and to influence you to get out and vote. In today's political climate, all should want someone who will be the voice of the people, someone who will be an advocate for us in the areas of social, health, economic, and racial justice. We, as the Divine Nine, which include Alpha Kappa Alpha, Delta Sigma Theta, Zeta Phi Beta, and Sigma Gamma Rho Sororities Incorporated, and Alpha Phi Alpha, Kappa Alpha Psi, Omega Psi Phi, Phi Beta Sigma, and Iota Phi Theta Fraternities Incorporated, along with our community partners, the Links Incorporated, the Arkansas Public Policy Panel, the National Association of University Women, Brave of Pine Bluff Incorporated, the NAACP of Jefferson County, and Chi Eta Phi Nursing Sorority. All have a shared interest in making the citizens of Pine Bluff and surrounding communities in Jefferson County knowledgeable of our voting rights and to get out and vote in the upcoming primary. We are a democratic society and not a fascist society that has the right and the freedom to vote and to vote for whomever we choose. Let us not let anyone take that right from us. Thank you.
We did want to take one opportunity, a couple of organizations that I'm in believe in the safety aspect of being in places like this. So we wanted to make sure that if in the event we needed to leave this room for any reason, that there are exits back the way you came in. There are also exits in the corners so that you can properly exit the building. There is also an AED outside on the outside wall, and there is a fire extinguisher in the inside door here. So prayerfully, we will need none of that, but we wanted to make sure that you were aware. So we appreciate your attendance tonight, and we will move forward with the ballot measure initiative update.
Good evening. Good evening. My name is Kamara Seals, and I'm the policy director at the Arkansas Public Policy Panel. And we are again embarking upon 2 ballot measures. And what we're trying to do is we are collecting signatures statewide. We need 91,000 signatures for each for these 2 ballot measures. This is happening in every county across Arkansas. The 2 ballot measures are, the first one is titled For Our Kids. And the short, the 15-second recap of what it does is we are fighting for equal standards in all schools that receive public dollars. Public school, charter school, private school, homeschool, okay? That's what we're trying to do. Another thing that this ballot measure does is we are promoting things that have proven to improve learning for our students, such as increased funding for pre-K, 3 and 4-year-old pre-K. It has been 15 years in the state of Arkansas since the legislature increased funding for pre-K. We want every parent that desires to send their child to pre-K to have that option. Right now, most of them are full, and there are so many parents who cannot have that access across the state of Arkansas. So that's one of the things we're trying to do. The other thing within this that boosts learning is summer and after school programs. And y'all should say amen. We need places for our young people to go summer and after school. Again, that's just proven for that boosts learning, okay? And it keeps them out of trouble, right? The other thing is more support for kids living in poverty. We want funding for wraparound services, okay? And then quality education for our children who have special needs, okay? So special quality education is what we call it now, okay? So those are essential. And then the last point that I'm going to make on this one is it establishes minimum standards for subject matters, like for testing. Academic requirements is a better word. Academic requirements, like math and English testing, okay? All students in Arkansas should be tested at a minimum standard, okay? We want all our kids to learn and thrive, regardless of what school their parent chooses for them. The second one is the protect our rights. And what we're trying to do with this one is we are trying to protect the process of direct democracy because it's under attack. It is under attack. And when I say that, in the legislature, we have numerous bills. There were many filed, but 13 of them passed that does something that creates some kind of barrier, okay? And so we're trying to protect our access to the ballot, to do things like this where we take it to the people. And what happens is when our legislators won't do it, when they're in session, we have to take it to the people. So that's what we're doing. We're bringing it to the people all across Arkansas. We did this 2 years ago. We fell short. We did not get the 91,000 minimum signatures that we need. We're doing it again. We're going to continue to fight, and it's a joint effort with many organizations. Two of the organizations that's here today is the NAACP and AEA and retired teachers. So I know we have all of those in the room. And so it's a collaboration with all of these organizations and others across the state of Arkansas. It's coalition. So we need your signature. About 30 people in this room have already signed out there before coming in. So if you can, when they have a recess, please come sign. We're going to be out there at the table. We need your signatures. And Jefferson County, I can't remember how many we need, but we're going to get it and we're going to exceed it. If you have any questions, I'll be out here between sessions and afterwards to answer your questions. Thank you so much.
Good evening. I am Frank D. Dorsey II, President for the Delta Sigma Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, and I'm here to introduce the moderator. It is my distinct honor to introduce a man whose life work reflects integrity, discipline, and faith, and an unwavering commitment to justice, Judge Jackie Harris. Born and raised in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Judge Harris is a proud graduate of Dalloway High School and the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. He earned his Juris Doctorate from the William H. Bowen School of Law, and he has dedicated more than a decade of practice of law in serving individuals and families across Jefferson and Lincoln counties. Judge Harris currently serves in the 11th West Judicial District of Arkansas, 4th Division, where he presides over domestic relations, probate matters, cases that directly impact families, children, and most important, the most personal legal relationships within our communities. These matters require patience, wisdom, fairness, and compassion. He brings all four to the bench. Prior to serving as circuit judge, he practiced law in areas including appellate advocacy, guardianship, adoptions, descendants, estates, grandparent visitation rights, DHS dependency neglect cases, real estate, and administrative law. He also served as county attorney for Jefferson County and city attorney for the city of Gould. His breadth of legal experience prepared him well for the responsibility he now carries. Judge Harris is a member of Arkansas and Jefferson County Bar Associations. He served as the Arkansas Supreme Court Committee on Model Jury Instructions, Civil, and Arkansas Supreme Court Committee on Professional Conduct, reflecting the trust and respect he holds within our legal community. This evening, we are grateful to have a jurist who embodies impartiality, professionalism, and a steady leadership serving as our moderator. He understands the importance of civil discourse, thoughtful dialogue, and community engagement. Please join me in welcoming Judge Jackie Harris. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
One of the things that I was, with President, a little disappointed that you didn't announce about me was that he was a proud member of Alpha Phi Alpha. Amen. But that's all you need to hear about me. This is about the men and women who have decided to come here. And as I am excited about the opportunity to serve as moderator, I first want to go over some instructions for the candidates and then for you, the audience, okay? As you can see, all the candidates will be on the platform at the same time. And each candidate will have 1 minute for an opening statement, 1 minute for a closing statement, and up to 1 minute to answer any question that's directed to them. Personal references to other candidates are out of order. When a candidate responds to their question, they must not mention an opponent at all. If, however, they do name an opponent, that opponent will have up to 30 seconds of rebuttal. Opening statements will be done from the top left all the way across, and then we'll come back, and then we will go from left to right, both times when we do that, okay? The timekeepers, candidates, timekeepers sitting in the front row. Let me see the 0 sign. That's one, there we go, that sign right there. You will see the sign to give you an indication as to how much time you have remaining to answer the question. When there is 30 seconds left, you will see the 30-second sign. When you see the double zeros, stop. Okay? Wrap it up and stop. If you continue speaking after you see the double zeros, I will say thank you and move on to the next question. Also, you should note there are cameras here in the front. Both Pine Bluff Commercial and the Heat Magazine, they are streaming these broadcasts, and you should govern yourselves accordingly. For the audience, I would ask that everyone in the audience at this time, if you haven't already, please silence your cell phone, watches, and other devices that may alert and disrupt the focus on the candidates here today. You should have seen an usher or a greeter that would provide you with a card. We encourage your questions. Make sure you get it to that usher, to that greeter, so that they can get it to the table for the question reviewers so that your question can be asked of the candidates. If you like an index card and you don't have one, just raise your hand and one of the ushers will get a card to you. We'll allow as many questions as the time allows. And sometimes we will combine questions so that if you don't hear your specific question, it may have been combined into another question. And those questions will cover a variety of topics. So, the way we will begin the forum tonight is we will start with the prosecutor's race, beginning with Ms. Manning Centers, and then we will each one will take a turn, and again, we will go left to right. So at this time, Ms. Manning Centers, you may have up to 1 minute for your opening statement.
Good evening. I am Karis Manning Center, and I am running to be your next elected prosecuting attorney. There's a saying, anything worth having is worth fighting for. And I believe having a safe place to live is worth fighting for. As a prosecutor for the past 25 years, this is what I have been fighting for. I am aware of the challenges that the prosecutor's office and this community is facing. challenges involving staff shortages at the prosecutor's office and at the police department, lack of resources needed to fight crime with new tools, drugs, violent crime, jail overcrowding, and mistrust of the system. I am ready to take the prosecutor's office in a new direction with community-focused justice. It will involve recruiting and training staff to strengthen our cases.
Thank you, Ms. Anderson. Mr. King.
Excuse me. Just making sure no interruptions. My name is Merchant King. Good evening, everybody. I made my way to Pine Bluff about 10 years ago. At the time, I was living in Atlanta, Georgia, and my wife at the time asked me if I wanted to move to Pine Bluff, Arkansas, because she got accepted for a vice superintendent position here. So I said, why not? I went to William H. Rowan School, like Judge, where I was the vice president, which means my classmates voted me there. I am running for the prosecuting office because I was able to see the challenges that this community has had from the juvenile aspect all the way to the adult aspect. I've been a defense attorney, and I'm looking at some of my former clients here. I've also practiced in family law, and I've also been a prosecutor, not just here in Jefferson County, but also in Stuttgart.
Thank you, Mr. King. Ms. West, you have 1 minute for your opening statement.
Thank you, Judge Harris. Good evening. My name is Joe West, and I'm running to be your prosecuting attorney. I do always like to say that I'm running to be your prosecuting attorney because that's a reminder to me that everybody in this room would be my boss. That's who the prosecutor reports to and who the prosecutor serves, and I'm not going to forget that. I'm running tonight. I've been a public servant my entire career. I'm a public defender. Here right now, I've been a prosecutor here. I've been a prosecutor in other counties, and I've worked in state government in Little Rock. It's that attitude as a public servant that I intend to bring to this office and what I intend to bring this community. An office that's going to be open and transparent, an office that you can be proud of, and an office that puts this community first. And it will put this community first because I'm not going to forget that you're going to be my boss. Thank y'all very much.
I'm Evelyn Moorhead, and I'm from a small community called Gethsemane, if you're local, Gethsemane, if you're from outside. The Greek meaning of Gethsemane is crushed olives, and crushed olives embodies my life. It embodies, I think, the pressures that we're seeing here. Pressure is how you get the oil out of the fruit. And in my life, I've faced many pressures from a soybean cotton farming family, the seventh of 7 children of Blanche and Willie Moorhead. Being the last of those 7, I often got left out of decisions, but it turned out that the last should be first. I often broke the tie. In the Office of Prosecuting Attorney, I have one singular goal, and that is to put a check on the role, on the operation of prosecutorial discretion. If I ask the question in this room, who has committed a crime?
Thank you, Mr. Ray. Mr. Woods, 1 minute for you.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator, and also to the Divine Nine Community Partners. Thank you for hosting this community forum for candidates we can engage. My name is Lafayette Woods. I currently serve as your 32nd Sheriff of Jefferson County, born and raised, educated here in Pine Bluff, graduate University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, and also lived in university. I hold a master's in business and also an undergraduate degree in criminal justice. I began my career at Jefferson County Sheriff's Office in 2004 as a deputy patrolling the highways and roads and back roads of Jefferson County. I'm running because I have a mission to continue the work I've done. We've had great success. I've looked to deepen our community partnerships, expand our health capacities, and add investment technology for our deputies, and also adequate pay and benefits so that we can acquire and retain those qualified deputies to do the work and do it effectively. Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening. My name is Jeffrey Neal. I am a lifelong resident here in the city of Pine Bluff. Currently serve as a senior high school principal in the Watson Chapel School District. In addition to that work, I own and operate Jeffrey Neal Realty, a full-service real estate business that has represented buyers and sellers across this community for the last 13 years. I'm running for the Pine Bluff City Council because I want to bring a fresh, practical, common sense perspective. And that is my goal and my objective. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lynette Renee Frazier, and I'm running for re-election for City Council Ward 3. When I ran in 2022, I spoke about running to build a healthier city. I talked about safe neighborhoods. I talked about improving our school systems and working together as a city and a school district to make that happen. And I have been doing that. I love my community, and I will continue to do the work if you re-elect me. That is my goal, and that is what I set out to do. I'm one that's working with the people to get things done. Organizations, businesses, and any citizen that is willing to work with me. Thank you.
Hello. Well, my name is Nathaniel Baker from Pine Bluff, born, raised, and bred. A member of Omega Psi Phi from the north side, born on the west side, but grew up the last 30 years on the 4th Ward. I'm running for council member for the 4th Ward Alderman. I'm running because I believe in progress. I believe that we need to get back to being the city of progress. I'm running because I believe that our city needs someone who can build bridges. So I hope that you guys see someone in me and see a bridge builder in me. Again, Nathaniel Baker, 4th Ward Alderman.
Hi, my name is Jacqueline Tillman Clay from Altima, Arkansas. I'm a 1974 graduate, and I am excited about running for Justice of the Peace in District 1. I'm married, I have 4 children and 7 grandchildren. I would like to throw my hat in as just JP because I feel that accountability, community awareness, and focus in the community needs to be addressed. I feel that we need a JP in District 1 that listens to the community, listen to what they have to say, and stand strong and be clear on what you would like for us to do.
Alrighty, hello, my name is Deshaun Ings. I am a current college student in Southeast Arkansas. I'm an ordained minister. I'm a current member of the NAACP, and I am happy to run for Justice of Peace for District 1 because I believe that Jefferson County needs someone that's reliable, transparent, and willing to do the things and works that needs to be done in Jefferson County. Back when my parents grew up, my dad was 81 years old. When he grew up, Jefferson County is better than what it used to be. I mean, it was better. Now we have things not getting done, bills not getting paid, and I'm just here to bring things together like they should be.
Hello, my name is Alfred Carroll, Justice of the Peace for District 1. I'm so glad Brother Tyler said this was not political, because tonight what I want to talk about is not about me and my campaign, but about the fact that this second week in February is the 100th anniversary of Negro History Week, Black History Month. This week, we celebrate the 100th anniversary. So I want to take this opportunity to say to all of you, all you shakers and movers, that we as a community need to make a mandate for a Dr. Martin Luther King street, highway, alley, crosswalk, or something. And the next thing is we need to rename Grider Field as the Thomas Vaughn Airport. He is the remaining member of Tuskegee Airmen, distinguished black. Thank you so very much.
Good evening, everyone. I said, good evening, everyone. Okay, I want y'all to talk back to me. All right, I'm Joseph O'Neill III, and I'm running for Jefferson County Justice of the Peace in District 3. A little bit about me, very little bit about me. I'm born and raised right here in Jefferson County. I have a son, 12 years old, who's growing up here in Jefferson County. And I got a question for you all. What are we doing as a community? Really, what are we doing? What are we presenting to the world? We have been known for a lot of things lately. What really are we doing? There is a generation watching us, and we have to make the decision on how we're going to lay that road down. They're watching, and we won't be able to complain and say what they're doing if we're not presenting ourselves and giving them something to watch. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you to the Divine Nine for hosting this forum. My name is Reginald Johnson, and I proudly serve as your Justice of the Peace for District 3. I have served in this role for 5 years. I'm a graduate of Watson Chapel, and I earned my Bachelor's of Science degree at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. I've worked in your school district over 23 years dedicated to our children. Service has always been a part of who I am. I'm a member of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity and William Townsend Edwards Lodge. I previously served as Commissioner for Parks and Recreation and also served on the board for Access Incorporated, supporting teens through advocacy and counseling. That's who I am. Thank you.
Good evening. For those that don't know me, I'm Ivan Whitfield, member of Pine Hill Missionary Baptist Church, pastor by Reverend Glenn Barnes. I served 34 years as law enforcement in this community, retired as chief of police. I served 4 years as alderman for the city of Pine Bluff. I served 4 years as the president of the biggest, baddest, the boldest NAACP in the state of Arkansas here in Pine Bluff. If you don't know me, I operate by the do right rule. Do right, vote right, and you'll be right. Do right today helps our children to have a do right community in the future. Thank you. All right.
Good afternoon. My name is Cedric Jackson, and I'm running for re-election for Justice of the Peace District 9. In my district, I have been a resident for 50 years. And not only am I a resident of my district, I also work at AutoZone. I'm assistant manager. So not only do I service my community, I work in there also. And also I've worked 10 years with juvenile corrections. So not only have I been on the Quorum Court, I have also been an employee of Jefferson County. My motto is continue to keep working hard and let the situation work itself out. Thank you.
Thank you all for your opening statements. Before we move to our question and answer session, just was handed a note a little bit earlier that Ms. Chandra Taggart, who is our current Jefferson County Clerk, was scheduled to be here today, is unable to be here due to a family emergency. So just keep her in your prayers as we go throughout this. Okay, so the first question that I have will go to the prosecuting attorneys. And what we'll do with this first question is we'll just go in the order from left to right that we're seated. And the question is, can you describe your ability to collaborate with diverse teams, including public offices, judges, and community members? Ms. Manning Center will be the first to have 1 minute to answer the question, to respond to the question.
Thank you. For the past 25 years, I have served, as I stated, as a deputy prosecutor and currently serve as the chief deputy. I started out as a juvenile prosecutor and have worked my way up the career ladder, serving now as the chief deputy. During that 25-year time period, I have worked from juvenile court, as I stated, all the way now up to circuit court. I have handled cases dealing with child abuse and sexual abuse that requires me to work with the Child Advocacy Center, where we have what's called a MDT team, a multidisciplinary team that includes community agencies that involve DHS, the juvenile court, law enforcement, mental health aspect, all collaborating and working together. And it's because of that we have been able to reduce and increase our convictions for child abuse and sexual abuse crimes. Thank you all.
Well, everything Ms. Manning said was true. The prosecuting attorney's office has always collaborated with those partners. But what about the general community? The transparency aspect of the prosecuting attorney's office has not been there. There has been no access for the community of families who have been charged, for them to talk to the prosecutor. And that's one of the things that I've heard as a complaint that I tend to change is, who is the prosecutor? A lot of people can't really identify who that person is, but as your prosecutor, I would work with the community like I've always been. I work with the veterans here under Mayor Shirley Washington, and I've also worked with the students at Pine Bluff High, and I'm still fighting for Pine Bluff High to move them forward. So what I would do is I would open up the office to the community at large, in addition to what the office is already doing.
Mr. West? Same question.
Thank you. So as far as working with the community, I mean, the prosecutor's office cannot do what it needs to do alone. It needs law enforcement, and it needs the elected officials in this county to work with them. I've worked in state government. I worked with the Attorney General's office and the former governor's office. I had to work with members of the General Assembly, members of state boards and commissions. You have to work together to get things done. And that's what I did at Little Rock, and that's what I intend to bring here. I will work with all the elected officials, sheriffs, county judges, members of the Forum Court who are all here tonight. I will work with them to bring what this community needs going forward. I'll have an open door policy. Anybody that wants to work with me to make this community better, I will work with them. And that's my pledge and my promise to all of you this evening. Thank you.
What I bring to the prosecuting attorney's office with respect to community involvement, I have co-founded an organization called Justice Now Coalition, in which what we did was to bring together community organizations such as NAACP, the Citizens for Policymakers, and many other organizations to have a unified voice to help the voiceless. I worked with, as chairman of the Cities and Schools organization, which was an organization to bring the community leaders, community programs into the schools to address problems that our youth was having, children, so that they could matriculate and graduate from high school. I've been involved with the community through my role as social justice chair for the W. Harold Flowers Law Society, in which I actually served as the liaison from Pine Bluff.
Thank you, Ms. Moorhead. All right, so this next question will be for any of the justice of the peace candidates, okay? And this question, and I'll begin here, again, going left to right with Ms. Tillman. But this question is, how would you improve the relationship between the legislative branch and the executive branch of county government?
I would first set communication. I feel that talking and being a part of the legislative branch and being a part of the executive branch and learning what needs to be done and what should be done. Being accountable, being transparent, and being able to bring them together, showing that we can be one in any situation rather than confusion. Let them know that transparency is very important in being able to talk with each other, communicate, and understand what the situation is.
Thank you, Mr. Eames. Same question.
Communicating with one another, being open, letting each other know learning what roles each play and doing what you're supposed to do by working together and doing what's right for the community, not just for yourself and own personal needs. I think that's what happens a lot is everybody's not working together. They're working divided, and divided you fall.
All right, thank you, Katrina. Justice Carroll.
Yes, sir. First thing I would want to do is propose to my colleagues that we revise the procedural ordinance that's in existence currently, that we would eliminate all current standing committees, and that we would find projects, county needs that we could collaborate on and work together on, and at the same time, find some stakeholders that would be willing to sponsor some quarterly or biannually chat and choose for the quorum court, the elected officials, and the county judge, where we can be in a more relaxed setting and we can talk and we can communicate and we can again bring back that camaraderie that we once had.
I'm going to read the question again because we've gone through 3 responses so far, and just in case the question has gotten lost here. And I don't mean to say that anyone is not responding to the question, but this is just as a reminder. How would you improve the relationship between the legislative branch and executive branch of county government?
Well, first thing I'm gonna say is that regardless of what you do, those that are involved have to be willing. You can do all you can do, but if they're not willing, it still won't work. But what I would do myself is I would make sure that I'm always one that would be a voice of reason, regardless of what's going on. I'll make sure that my voice will be a voice of reason, a voice of compassion, and I would try my hardest to encourage those others around me, to do the same. Thank you.
Thank you. Justice Johnson.
Yes, sir. I can tell you what I have done. I have tried to meet with the judge to come to an understanding. I can't tell you that those meetings have been receptive, but I've tried. I've also tried to talk to our justices of the peace. Most of them will listen. And the thing is, whether we meet in the middle or not, listening is the key and understanding. And that, that has been a problem to understanding what the law is and your interpretation, is it correct? So my main thing I try to do is have the conversation, whether it's listened to or not, so that everybody at least can have an understanding from my point of view what's going on.
It's my belief that come January 1st, the way we can do this is everybody has a clean slate, you start anew. And you tell people, stay away from personal issues and stick with policy. If you know what your responsibility is, if you know that the quorum court is legislative, legislate. If you know that the executive office is to administrate, administrate. But know your position. Stay away from personal issues and handle the policies and respect every elected official across the board, and we can get back on do right. Thank you.
Justice Jackson.
Well, it's important to first listen before you speak. It's very important for us to put personal vendettas to the side because we have been elected to serve the county, not to serve ourselves. So it's very important for us to know our roles and to present and do county business because we're here to not only have people's lives in our hands when we're in these meetings, but to make this county to move forward and make it prosperous. Thank you.
Okay, our next question is, we've got all of the sheriff candidates up here. But our next question is, why should you be reelected? That's the question for the sheriff.
Excellent question. I've spent my entire adult life, professional career dedicated to public service and making sure that I could wake up the next day and look back and see what I've done to improve. Since 2019, I was elected and took office, we've experienced a 16.3% reduction in overall crime, another 12.7% in major violent crimes, year-to-date almost 10%. And so my progress, my work is evidenced by those numbers, working with our deputies and investigators, our support staff administratively to make sure they have the tools they need to do the job, but not just do it, but do it effectively. And so for me, there's much more work to be done. Again, I talked about deepening community partnerships, expanding mental health capacities, but also more importantly, introducing evidence-based programs like GDI and supporting things like that are going to reduce crime. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. This question is for the Pine Bluff City Council candidates. What can be done to get emergency help for our lack of having grocery stores here in the city of Pine Bluff? And Mr. Neal, we'll start with you.
Repeat that question, please.
What can be done to get emergency help for the lack of grocery stores here in the city of Pine Bluff?
I think that we should first, begin with capitalizing on our strengths as a community and then looking at some of the things that other communities have implemented in their respective areas. One thing I would say in particular to the lack of grocery stores would be like in some communities like Flint, Michigan, where they started a cooperative, a food cooperative, where the community came together to develop a solution to the issue that they had, where you have a grocery store that is community driven, where investors pour in, whether it be churches, individuals, whoever, where we can not just rely on someone to come and save us, but really think about what we can do as a community to solve some of our own problems. So as a council member, I would really like to push forward the idea of how we can explore those type of opportunities like a food cooperative. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Neal. Councilwoman Frazier.
In reference to the grocery stores, in Ward 3, we have plenty, but I know that there are other wards in our city that need grocery stores, and I know that the city council is working hard to get that done, but what people don't understand, there has to be feasibility studies and things like that we've done. It's not something that's a quick fix. However, what I have done is work with food pantries and also work with organizations like Well Fed to bring fresh fruits and vegetables for our community to make sure that they have the fresh fruits and vegetables that they need in order to have a healthy food options. And so even though we might not be able to have immediately a grocery store, which takes time, you all, it's not, as much as we desire to have it, it is not something that can be done overnight. I know they are working in Ward 1 seriously for it. However, in the meantime, we could work with the organizations that we have here.
Thank you, Councilman Frazier. Mr. Baker.
One of the things, a couple of things, we've had a mobile grocery store that came in. They visited the library. Letitia, Councilmember Brunson set that up. That was a great idea. Like Mr. Neal said, a co-op grocery store where we find where the community invests in itself and builds it up for themselves. But I would also like to add, we have visions and pictures of success of owning grocery stores and building ourselves up. We have Thomas Groceries on the north side of the 4th Ward. That's an example of what we can do. So we can take places like Thomas Groceries. We can take places like Carpenters, who serves produce. We can take Fresh Market, Joey Coleman in the north side. And how can we expand them to serve other parts of the community? So we have the answer. It's all about us building bridges, working together, and putting people in position to win.
Thank you, Mr. Baker. We're going to stay with our next question. We'll stay with the city council members. And this is the question. What is your stance on urban renewal agency? Should it be continued or eliminated? And why? And I want to begin with Mr. Baker. He was the last to respond, so I'm going to allow Mr. Baker an opportunity to respond to the question first. And I can repeat the question if needed.
Nah. I think I got it. So urban renewal was a tool used to invest in our community. We have a blight problem in Pine Bluff. Let's just honest, we have a blight problem. We need to continue to work. So whether that's urban renewal, whether that's tearing it down and starting it over, I want to know the pathway to stopping blight. So whether we keep urban renewal or not, do we have a pathway to cleaning our community up? So before I make that ultimate decision or make the decision on getting rid of urban renewal, I want to know the pathway to having a cleaner Pine Bluff where we don't have these eyesores and stuff in our city.
Okay, I say, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Why start from scratch when we already got urban renewal here? And urban renewal can help us when it comes to infrastructure, when it comes to dilapidated buildings. There's things that we as a city, we can't knock down as many houses as quickly as they can. Again, also with urban renewal, you could do a tax incentive financing where you can lock in land from the base, and then as you build it up and it has more value, you can take that money from in between that and you can use that money to build and help Pine Bluff. So it's so many things that we can do with urban renewal that we just can't do by ourselves as a city. Private-public partnership is necessary.
Thank you. Ms. Neal?
I believe that the answer to the question is pretty clear. The people of this community voted twice to do away or to eliminate Go Forward Pine Bluff. In my opinion, Go Forward, as we know, urban renewal was born out of Go Forward Pine Bluff. So my position would be, I believe that urban renewal should be eliminated. I do support that. I think that, just be honest and be completely transparent, as a community, our trust was broken. And I think that, we need to start anew. But again, Go Forward Pine Bluff and urban renewal, in my opinion, are one and the same. And this community has said 2 times that they reject that. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question is going to be for candidates for prosecuting attorney. Similar to the question that was asked Sheriff Woods. And we're going to begin with Ms. Moorhead. We'll have the first opportunity to respond. Why are you the best choice for the 11th West Judicial District Prosecuting Attorney?
Thank you for the question, and allow me to just say thank you to the organizations that have put this work forward. I'm being informed as I sit here. My goal, my sole reason for running for prosecuting attorney is because of the thing called prosecutorial discretion. I asked the question if there was a show of hands for people who have committed a crime. How many? I don't want you to show hands, but how many of you committed a crime? If we were honest, there would be less than 1 hands raised because all of us go about doing things that break the law every day. Do you know every time you cross the meridian without putting your turn signal on, you've broken the law? So prosecutorial discretion is necessary for our system to work. We don't bring charges against every crime that happens, but we need the power of prosecutorial discretion to be controlled.
Thank you, Ms. Moran.
Thank you.
Mr. West, the same question. Why are you the best choice for 11th West Judicial District Prosecuting Attorney?
Thank you, Judge. I think I'm the best choice because of my breadth of experience that I've had. Like I said, I'm currently serving as a public defender here, so I'm on the defense side at the moment. I've served as a deputy prosecutor in this community. I've served as a deputy prosecutor also in Conway and in Little Rock. I've worked in state government. I've worked with the Attorney General, and I've seen good things that the office here currently does, and I've seen things that can be changed. I've seen what other offices do that are good, and I've seen what other offices do that aren't as good as well. what I bring to it is just a fresh perspective, someone willing to take what we do good and keep with that and make that better, but also be willing to look at different approaches, look at different opportunities, and never settle for less than the best for Pine Bluff and Jefferson County. That's what I would bring. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. West. Mr. King.
The reason why I'm the best choice is because I will bring transparency and I'll also bring accountability. And not just accountability for those that commit crimes, but accountability to the staff to really look at every angle of the case and see if we can have an equal pathway or equal access to justice for those who commit crimes. And what I mean by that is sometimes folks don't have to go to prison. Sometimes they need drug rehabilitation. Sometimes they need drug education. Sometimes they need other forms of punishment that does not involve prison. And I believe that the office now is very prison focused, and it doesn't allow the people who need the services to actually get the services, and others who have access to the services, it's just not being fairly applied across all lines. And I mean socioeconomic and color lines. And I will be that change, and I'll be that bridge to allow alternative sentencing for those who deserve it.
Thank you, Mr. King. Ms. Manning said.
I know what it takes to be a good prosecutor. The discernment that comes from the experience of having prosecuted over 2,500 cases. The hard work and dedication that this job requires, having been a prosecutor for 25 years, being on call 24/7. The courage it takes to make the tough decisions based on evidence and the law and not public expectations. And I have a vision, community-focused justice, that I believe will make a difference in this community. It will involve, as I stated, fair and transparent policies. It will involve focusing on violent crimes, which this community is plagued with at this moment. It will involve, as I said, strengthening our case investigations by training and recruiting the experienced staff that we need. So, thank you.
Thank you, Manning. I want to remind our audience too that you get a chance to ask questions. If you don't have an index card, you can raise your hand and someone will get you a card so that you can write down a question that can be asked of the candidates here. And we're going to stay with the prosecuting attorney candidates here, and we'll change up the order a little bit. But here is the next question, and I'll begin with Mr. King on this question. It says, Jefferson County has a reputation of if you want to commit a crime, do it here because you will just get a slap on the wrist. How can or will you combat this issue? And will you focus on pleading out cases or taking them to trial?
As a defense attorney, my mic's off. As a defense attorney, I went against the prosecuting office several times and was able to be successful because, in my opinion, I felt that those cases did not need to be filed. I believe that the evidence was done, or maybe something was done on the first turn of line, which is the law enforcement who are on the street making the call. But what I would do is that I would take the individuals who are violent. I have two daughters that are in this county as well as you have children. I would take those individuals off the streets. But again, like I said before, a lot of folks, not a lot of folks, but some of the folks who are committing these crimes, they need help and they need access to these pathways. And that's the bridge that I intend to build. But you can't do anything about perception because people are going to perceive what they perceive.
Ms. Moorhead, tell me you next. How will you combat the issue of the Pine Bluff or Jefferson County's perception? Will you focus on pleading out cases or taking them to trial?
I would focus on exercising prosecutorial discretion in the appropriate manner. I think that too many cases that are serious, violent, apparently because that I believe that there is some merit to the perception that people are getting a slap on the hand for violent crimes, whereas minor offenses are getting the book thrown at them. So I think we have to deal with the facts, we have to deal with the practices that are currently in place that cause people to get this perception. Because as I have been campaigning, I hear that time and time again. I heard Rachel cry out and say that her nephew was abused by a stepfather. They pled with the prosecutor to do something to bring charges against the stepfather and was told they could not. This is a prominent member of the community. So the community, people are crying out to have crimes punished.
Thank you, Ms. Moore. Ms. Manning, Senator, we'll come to you next.
Thank you for that question. I work with a group of attorneys that are experienced and that their hearts are in the right places. The resolution of cases is a complicated matter. And by that I mean, we have to look at the strength of the evidence that we have, and that reflects how we proceed in a case. Now, we are willing to walk in court any day, on any given day, and try a case. But we have to also look realistically, as I said, at the strength of the case and the evidence we have. And that reflects on how we resolve a case. But I want this community to know that we have your back and we will always have your back and we will stand with you. And those cases that he just talked about that should have been charged, we walked into court with those cases. Now, knowing that the jury may have not convicted, but that's what we believed in, and we believed that we had a strong enough case.
Thank you, Ms. Senator. Mr. West.
I think as a prosecutor, you shouldn't really concentrate on whether you're going to take cases to trial or pleas as a matter of course, because every case is different. You need to look at every case on its own merits. There's going to be the strength of the evidence, what the person's criminal history is, and use all of that to make an informed decision. Some people need prison, some people need probation and rehab, some people need a second chance. A good prosecutor is going to be able to sit down and look at their cases and figure out what resolution is needed, whether we can work with defense counsel and come with a plea bargain that will be justice served, or whether we need to tee it up, take it to trial, and let this community decide whether that person needs to be found guilty or not guilty and what needs to happen to them. But it is that discretion on every case. There's not a one-size-fits-all approach to prosecuting. You have to take it case by case, step by step, when you make those decisions.
Thank you, Mr. West. All right, seems like the prosecutor's race is a hot topic this evening. I've got another question for the prosecutors. And Mr. West, you're going to go first on this one. What interventions can be implemented for juvenile first-time offenders to deter repeat offenses?
Well, I know here, I think Judge Brown is present. I know he's got a great program in juvenile court. I was a juvenile prosecutor for a time in the 20th Judicial District. There were many great programs, after-school programs. I know there were some things called C-STEP was a great one. That was a kind of military-style program. Just having resources for young men and women to have a place to go after school and not get involved in things that will lead them to not only be repeating in the juvenile system, but graduating into adult crimes. But I know GBI is a great program that Judge Brown is working with. I would absolutely work with GBI to improve, keep working on that, and any other thing that I can work with the juvenile courts on to deal with that situation. Thank you.
Okay, we'll go next to Ms. Manning.
Thank you all again for that question and for your concern. We want to make sure that we can help our juveniles succeed. And I believe Judge Brown is doing a good job with that, especially with the GVI success. And I believe with additional mentorship, getting involved, our sororities, our fraternities, and other community organizations that can step in and help guide and lead our juveniles, that can make a difference. And also those other after-school programs and training programs that can get them involved in other job opportunities and career development. So this is a community problem, and the community has to step in and help with this issue also. And that's why I advise that our community organizations, sororities, fraternities step in and help with those things, such as mentorship, career guidance, etc.
Thank you, Ms. Anderson. Ms. Morgan.
Ms. Warner, thanks for the question. I think every child needs a caring adult in his life. And when I work with cities and schools, we try to get each child connected to someone who believed in that child, to give them encouragement, to build their self-esteem, to let them know that they have a future, and to help guide them in their future. As everyone has acknowledged, the GBI program works. I think a need also for literacy. Literacy not just for the children, but for the parents. Parents who are illiterate have a problem encouraging their children to be literate, often because of self-esteem issues that they have. So this is a community problem. I believe by letting the community know, by as a prosecutor having an open door, letting them know we care about you as an individual, that we're not just here to lock you up or throw away the key, but we're here to see that we all prosper, that we have a vision, because Pine Bluff is rich in resources, human resources.
Thank you, Mr. Moorhead. Mr. King.
I'll say strengthen what's already here. GBI is doing a great job, has done a great job, so much so that Little Rock has expressed some interest in them and having them to work up there. So I would say strengthen what we already have here. But the truth is, an intervention needs to happen at the elementary level. There's just not enough discipline that are in the home. There are a lot of single parent homes. Most of those homes are single mother homes. The father is absent. There's no, it starts at the family structure. And it starts with involvement with that family. But by the time they get to middle school and high school, they're set in their ways. So intervention needs to happen at the elementary level. That will deter them getting into Judge Brown's court. And I want to make a point here. Judge Brown's court, which is the juvenile court, and the prosecuting office, there's a clear line of demarcation between both courts. We don't see offenders until they're 18. So if they're under 18, this office doesn't necessarily deal with them.
Thank you, Mr. King. Okay, this question goes to our JP candidates, and we're probably going to finish up with this question because we've got a number of candidates. And we're going to start with Justice Jackson, having you respond to the question, and then we'll just come back this direction one at a time. What would you do if you were being pressured from political groups to make a particular decision?
What would I do to be pressured by other people, political people?
I'll repeat the question. What would you do if you were being pressured by political groups to make a particular decision?
Well, that's easy. I like pressure. First of all, just like I talked earlier, my first thing is always listen before I speak. It's important to always do right, regardless of what anybody else say, because remember what I said earlier, we were elected by the people to do a job. So regardless of what someone else wants, it's not suffice if it's outside of your scope. So it's easy. To me, I just walk away.
I go back to what I said to you in my opening. Just do right. I don't take a minute for that. I'll just do the right thing.
Justice Johnson.
Well, if I was being pressured by a political group, I probably wouldn't care. I don't know if y'all seen my Facebook page, but I have my own mind, and I do what I'm gonna do. I research the information and I make a sound decision. I don't need a political group to tell me what to do. I don't do that.
All right. And before Mr. O'Neill, we get to you, and I know some of you may not have been here when we began, but if you would please silence your phones so that the people can hear the responses of the candidate. Please silence your phones. Thank you. Mr. O'Neill, again, what would you do if we were being pressured from political groups to make a particular decision?
I think the first thing that we have to do is define what pressure is. And so I'll say this, you can't pressure pressure, and I'm pressure. Thank you.
Justice Garrett.
Thank you. I would do the same thing I did when it was alleged that Mad Butcher was selling bad meat out on Highway 79. I would do the same thing when the Pine Bluff commercial would not hire black reporters. I would do the same thing when the Pine Bluff School District Board decided that they would non-renew teachers who would not take the teacher test. I would do the same thing when the family called for leaders to stand up and support them when Mr. Isidore was shot and killed in his own home. I would speak up and I would do the right thing, irregardless of what it cost me personally.
Thank you, Justice Carroll. Mr. Reeves.
I will continue to do the right thing. I will speak up and I will make the right decision, make my own decision, and do what's right for Jefferson County as a whole.
All right. Ms. Tillman.
I would unapologetic do the right thing. My integrity will stand for right. If you're right, I'm going to stand with you. If you're wrong, I will not. So whatever the pressure is, you will back up off of me because I'm going to stand for right. Thank you.
Thank you. So at this time, as we approach the 7:30 hour, we're going to begin our closing remarks, and beginning with Justice Jackson, and then we'll go from each candidate and we'll go in reverse. We'll go from right to left this time as opposed to left to right when we began with opening statements. Justice Jackson.
My closing. My name is Cedric Jackson. I'm a member of Mount Nebo Baptist Church. I'm a deacon. I'm the son of the late Billy Jean Jackson, and as I said earlier, I work in my community. I've been in UAPB for 26 years where I'm a director. So that tells you, anybody know me, I outwork the hours of the day. I want to leave you with something. Hard is what separates the good from the great. Those who are blessed with success are those who keep persevering and refuse to quit. My name is Mr. Jackson. I'm for re-election. Trust me, I work a lot of hours and I'm working on a PhD where I got a 3.9. I won't quit for my community. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to first thank the Divine Nine for sponsoring this, and anybody know me, I like a little humor. Judge Harris said that if I call my opponent name, he's gonna give him 30 seconds. So I'm gonna call Fisher's name. I'm gonna see how he get that 30 seconds. So, but I want to say this on a serious note. My opponent is a preacher, so I'm gonna do it the way he would do it if he was preaching on Sunday morning. If you live in District 5, when they killed our Jesus, there was a man that just wasn't right, but he said the most profound thing. He said to Jesus, remember me. I say to you, if you live in District 5, remember I'm in Whitfield.
Justice Johnson.
All right, in closing, I want to leave you with something personal. I grew up in a house where service was a way of life. My father served on Watson Chapel School Board in the 90s and was in the House of Representatives. I walked the streets of Pine Bluff with him while he campaigned. I watched him serve, and I watched what real leadership and accountability was. Serving this community is not something I decided to do overnight, last night, nor was I selected by anyone to serve. It's not personal. Serving our community is something I was raised to do, it's something I was shaped to do, and it's something I was purposed to do. This is who I am. Thank you. May God continue to bless Jefferson County. Vote Justice Reginald Johnson.
All right, Mr. O'Neill.
I'm gonna keep this real simple. I care about Jefferson County for real. So this is not a skit. And I just come up here and start this in front of you all. Success don't start when you get in front of the people. And it don't stop when you leave. It has to be a lifestyle. You can't just start today and say, oh, I'm gonna make success, it's gonna be successful, we're gonna get this done. No, you have to have lived this. And I'm the type of person, I don't believe in just doing anything. I tell my son every day, if you don't plan on putting your all into it, don't start it in the first place. I'm Joseph James O'Neill III, and I want to be your Justice of the Peace for District 3. Thank you.
Justice Carroll.
Yes, I like what Brother Neal said. His dad and I grew up with the school together. Listen, lifestyle. 39 years in the Pine Bluff School District. 22 years on the Quorum Court. 12 elections. You know my work. You know my work. You know I'm bent on doing what's right and speaking for the people. No question about it. I leave here tonight again and say that Martin Luther King Jr. as well as Mr. Vaughn did something and dedicated their life to the point that every one of us have benefited from it. And they deserve to be recognized in this community. Martin Luther King with a street or a drive. Mr. Vaughn by renaming Bradfield Airport. He's not from Osceola. He's from Pine Bluff. He's lived here most of his life. We should come together, all of us here tonight, and say we're going to mandate that we change the name of Bradfield Airport. Thank you.
Mr. Means?
If elected, I promise to be a voice for the people, not for special interests. I promise to do what's right for the community. Transparency, commitment, making right choices, not listen to others, not let people get in your head, not being pressured to do anything that I don't want to do. I believe in researching and finding my own answers and making my own sound mind decisions. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Tillman.
I want to say, first of all, I bring 30 years of legal experience to the table. I've been a paralegal for 30 years with ABA approval. I've worked with several attorneys here in Pine Bluff and out of state as well. One other thing I bring to the table is stability, accountability, transparency, and community focus. I would like to be your JP in District 1 because I stand for what's right. I stand strong and I stand proud to be a part of Jefferson County and to be a part of Alzheimer and to be strong in my community and in my church. I'm a member of New Salem Baptist Church in Sherrill, Arkansas. And what I want to bring to the table and will bring to the table is a yes. Vote Jackie Tillman for Justice of Peace, District 1, and you'll have someone for change. You'll have someone with courage. You'll have someone that will stand firm and stand for the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Tillman. Mr. Baker.
I am the son of Sherry Baker. Started at Valmac, Valmac, the old Tyson building. The son of Fred Baker. Worked at Treadco for plenty of years, working on fixing 18-wheeler tires. I am the fruit of Pine Bluff. I am from Pine Bluff. I love my city. I'm not sitting here because it's cool. I'm sitting here because this is purpose work. I love my city. I love serving. I'm about that. I've been doing it, even when I was in the audience, I've been doing it for a long time. I've hugged babies, I've clothed kids, I've fed everybody. I'm here to do the work. I'm here to do the work. I'm here to build bridges. It's time for us to move our city back forward. And I'm asking for your vote. My name is Nathaniel Baker. I'm asking for the vote for the 4th Ward Alderman. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Baker. Councilwoman First.
When I started in 2022, I said from the very beginning, I'm not going to be one that sit behind a desk. I'm going to be on the ground, boots on the ground, working with the people. And that's exactly what I've done. We don't have a movie theater. I started showing movies monthly for free. You get more than you get when you go to a regular movie theater. It has grown so much so that I had to work to partner with Arts and Science so we could do some stuff for the youth and the golden hour for the 50 and plus. And also working on some more collaboration. Also, I have brought healthy initiatives in reference to fresh fruits and vegetables. I have brought mental health and wellness conferences here to help so many people here in Pine Bluff. I am doing the work. I am working with businesses, organizations. I'm not doing it by myself. I don't want to do it by myself. When we rise, I want us to rise together. And being able to do that, we have to do it with sincerity and honesty and hard work. And I am willing to do that. Thank you.
Mr. Meek.
So many of us want to see something different in Pine Bluff. And I would say to the residents of the third ward and to the community at large is that if we want to see something different, we have to do something different. I want to be one of those people that help us do something different. As a council person, I will lead with integrity, common sense, and a fresh perspective on the Pine Bluff City Council. Please vote to elect Jefferson Neal, Pine Bluff City Council Ward 3.
Chair Wood.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Also, thanks to Divine Nine Community Partners again for hosting this political forum, and more importantly, the citizens who are here engaging us with questions and allowing us to respond. When citizens elected me in 2018, I was on the premise of seeing my career flourish. Starting as a road deputy, working my way through the ranks, having worked every facet of the sheriff's office, and managed and operated every facet of the sheriff's office. At that time, my campaign slogan was right time, right reason, right choice. I still feel that way. I'm dedicated to community and also committed to progress. My experience, this election is about experience, tested leadership with proven results. I ask for your vote for re-election to the third term. Thank you.
Mrs. Moore.
I'm running for prosecuting attorney for the singular purpose of bringing fairness and equity to that office. 2 years ago, I was asked to run, and the reason was cases, hard cases, are not being prosecuted. And I continue to hear that. In my practice of 40 years, all I've wanted from a prosecuting attorney's office is to be given a fair and equal chance. The same offers that's made to other people be made to my clients. Offers that are made should be irregardless of their race, of their economic status, of their background, who you know. I just want to bring that to the office of prosecuting attorney. I want everybody to get a fair chance. I don't want us to waste money bringing cases where there's not evidence to convict someone. I want us to prudently deal with the resources of the prosecuting attorney's office to serve the people. And I ask for your help.
Thank you. Mr. West.
So I'd like to thank the Divine Nine for hosting tonight. I'd also like to thank everyone in the audience for coming out and being civic-minded and be willing to listen to all of us candidates tonight here in Pine Bluff. And I'm not originally from Pine Bluff. I'm originally from Memphis. But wherever I've been before, wherever I may have been, Pine Bluff is my home. This is my family's community, and I'd be honored to serve this community. I know what this community deserves. It deserves a prosecutor's office that is open and accountable and transparent and fair. And it always strives to serve the community that it is meant to serve. Because real justice cannot happen unless the community is informed and involved about what's going on. And that is what I will bring to this office, and that will be my pledge and promise to you. And if that sounds like something you like, my name is Joe West, and I would love to have your vote. I'd be honored to serve as your prosecuting attorney. Thank you.
Mr. King.
I want to thank the community partners in the Divine Nine, Judge Harris, the moderator. I'm going to ask everyone in here for their vote, and what will you get? You'll get competency, you'll get transparency, and you'll get fairness. Not just fairness, but fairness with firmness. Because you have to be firm as a prosecutor at times. But you also have to have discernment. And the only way to get discernment is to stay in alignment with the Most High, which I certainly am. Which I ask of you tonight is for you to check the records, to research us, and to see who you think will be best to serve you. I'm asking for your vote tonight, and my name is Virtue King.
Mr. King, Ms. Manning, second.
Thank you all for your attention. I am not new to this game, and I haven't switched lanes. I am committed to you, Jefferson County and Lincoln County. I am a fighter. ask my co-workers in the prosecutor's office, my co-counsel, opposing counsel that is, in the courtroom, and my husband at home. That's what I do. There's an African proverb that says, it takes a community to raise a child. That is why I chose my platform, Community Focused Justice. I believe in this community, and I know it's going to take community support for public safety and for change around here. So I humbly ask for your support. I am for fairness, I am for justice, and I am for this community. Thank you all.
Thank you. Let's give our candidates a round of applause. Really quickly, because we're going to have to make a quick change here, but before we do, I just want to remind those that won't get a chance to stay for the second portion of the forum. Early voting starts February 17th, goes through March 2nd. That's from 7:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. And of course, the election day is March 3rd, is the date to vote. We're going to have all of our candidates now. We're going to take a brief break, just a very brief break, just long enough to get a new set of candidates up, and then we'll be right back with you shortly. Thank you.
You said you should step on it?
No,
Step
walk
on it
around
instead?
it, please.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Hey, how are you? Okay, can everyone go ahead and take the seats? I need everyone to go ahead and take the seats, please. We have your attention. We have your attention. We're going to get started. Everyone, please take your seats. Respectively, everyone, please take their seats. If you want to continue to fellowship, please exit the room and go out to the lobby. Thank you. take pictures, go to the lobby, please. Take all pictures to the lobby, please. Go ahead and take your seats, please. Okay, if you're not gonna sit down, at least be quiet, please. Lower your voices, please. Lower your voices, please. Hello? Hello? Bring it down. There you go, thank you. Okay, we're gonna turn it back over to the moderator, Judge Harris. How you doing?
Good evening again, everyone. We are back, and this is our second session of the forum. And just before, as I began, my name is Jackie Harris, and I'm serving as the moderator for this evening's program. I want to begin with some procedure to explain to both the candidates and to the audience. Each candidate will have 1 minute for an opening statement. We'll also have 1 minute for a closing statement and up to 1 minute to answer each of the questions. As I stated earlier, personal references to other candidates are out of order, and when you respond to a question, do not mention your opponents. If, however, another candidate is named, that person, the named candidate, will have up to 30 seconds for rebuttal. Timekeeper is seated, they are seated in the first row, and you will see the 1 minute. That'll be the time that we begin. You will see a 30-second sign, which lets you know how much time you have remaining. And when you see 0, it's red, stop. And if for whatever reason you do not stop, then I will just say thank you and move on to the next person. As I stated earlier, there are cameras in the front of the room that this forum is being streamed by the Pine Bluff Commercial and Heat Magazine. So govern yourselves accordingly. Again, to the audience, please, please, please silence your cell phone and other electronic devices that give you an alert, an audible alert, so that we can hear the candidates clearly. I want to also ask the audience, please treat each of the candidates with respect. Treat them fairly. Ask that you remain quiet during the forum, and that we will hold our applause until after all of the candidates have given their closing statements. You are encouraged to submit questions for the candidates related to issues that you'd like to hear them address and or their qualifications. There are ushers and greeters who have index cards that they can provide you, that you can write your question down, you can hand it back to them and get it up here so that we can hear your question and ask that question of the candidates. We'll try to get to as many questions as the time allows. If you don't hear your question, what we'll also try to do is combine the questions together. So your question may be combined with another question, or we just simply may not have the time to finish them all. And again, please just be respectful of the candidates as they are speaking. So, as we begin, we will begin with each of the candidates, and we'll start with Alderman Brown. We're going to start on the bottom and go from right to left, and then we'll go back. We'll start back up at the top, Mr. Gordon, and go from right to left on the top row as well. So, as we begin tonight with our second portion, Mr. Brown, you have 1 minute for an opening statement.
Thank you. Good evening. Good evening to the moderator and everybody that listens. I'm Glenn Brown Sr. I just recently saw Glenn Brown Jr., so I'll help to be senior tonight. I'm a graduate of UAB in education. I'm married with 2 sons, 4 grandkids. I work at B&S Barbershop and all over Pine Bluff where I'm necessarily needed. I want to work for you, Jefferson County. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I am Randy Green. I am a proud father of 4, married. I am the proud owner of the Shoe Express, which most of you probably have been there. I fixed your shoes or sold you some shoes. I've done something for you. But I am a Marine, disabled Marine. Got hurt on doing duty of my service. I spent 8 years in the Marine Corps. Now I'm out. I've been all over the world. So I'm here in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. I've been downtown for over 26 years. And so I started in the 8th grade actually working. And so after that short tour of time of being downtown working, I went into the Marines and spent that time. But I'm here. I'm Pine Bluff one and only. I've been in, I'm the only black shoe repairman in the state of Arkansas. And as you see me, you're looking at a legend.
Thank you, Mr. Green. Mr. Wood.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. First of all, I want to thank the Divine Nine and the community partners for hosting this event. I'm grateful to have the opportunity to be here today. My name is Oscar Bullard Jr. I'm a candidate for Justice of the Peace, District 4. And I reside here in the community for the last 30 plus years, ever since I received a scholarship to play football at the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, where I met my beautiful wife, Dr. Tish Bullard, and this is a location that we raised our kids as well. In the meantime, I am attending the university. I became a member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. I bring in real world experience in public safety, in leadership, and community service. After 25 years in law enforcement, working on the local level, that's the city, the county, the state, and the federal level. Thank you.
Good evening, moderator and Divine Nine. My name is Leo Smith. I moved here in 1981. I started my business in 1994, where I'm construction, BIC Construction Company, where I specialize in new construction homes. And I bring over 30 years of leadership in this community, and I mentor young men, young boys. I give them jobs in the summer, and I teach them life lessons. And I just want to be a justice of the peace in District 2.
Good evening. Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Connie Compton, and I'm a candidate for Jefferson County Circuit Clerk, lifelong resident of Jefferson County, graduate of Watson Chapel High School and CR College. In 2022, I was elected to the Watson Chapel School Board, where I currently serve as board secretary. I bring to you more than 25 years of legal experience. including being certified by the National Center for State Courts as a certified court manager. Work experience also include working for 6th Division Circuit Court, Jefferson County District Court, Mitchell Williams, Seeley Gates and Williams Law Firm, and Jefferson County Prosecuting Attorney.
Good evening, Jefferson. Yes. Good evening, Jefferson County. My name is Barbara Collins, and I'm a candidate for Circuit Clerk of Jefferson County. I was born and raised here in Pine Bluff, graduate of Watson Chapel High School and the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. I'm the daughter of the late John Mathis, the late L.E. Bradley, and Viola Bradley. I'm the youngest of 8 siblings. I began my career at the Circuit Clerk's office in 2010, from 2010 to 2022. The last 2 years, I served as the Circuit Clerk, fulfilling Mr. Wood's final 2 years after he retired. I'm currently a Deputy Clerk in the County Clerk's office, where I'm the Secretary of the Quorum Court. I worked in probate within the County Clerk's office, as well as issuing mayor's license. I wish to become your next Circuit Clerk of Jefferson County.
Good evening, Jefferson County. My name is Jamal Gordon, candidate for the Jefferson County Coroner. I was born and raised here in Pine Bluff. I currently live in Jefferson County. I attended the Watson Chapel High School and attended the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. I'm currently Membership Engagement Manager at the Pine Bluff Chamber. Also serve as the Chief Operating Officer of Paradise Funeral Home of Little Rock, Arkansas. I want to thank the community and the organization for putting this on, because the coroner's office is a role that really matters. I am running for the coroner to modernize the coroner's office, increase awareness, and ensure that the office is accessible to our community. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Gloria Tillman, the Jefferson County Assessor seeking re-election. I'm a native of Pine Bluff, Jefferson County, graduate of Dalloway High School, graduate of UAPB. I'm a mother of 2 adult daughters and 3 grandchildren. I have served and worked in the Assessor's office for 28 years on the job experience, where we have 2 departments, personal property and real estate. I began in the personal property department, where I started out as junior deputy, later promoted to senior deputy, and after 13 years was promoted to chief deputy, where I maintained the operations of the office. I balanced budgets for both departments totaling over $1 million. And in 2022, I was elected as your Jefferson County Assessor. I will continue to be committed to the citizens of Jefferson County as I advocate. Thank you.
Good evening. I am Bruce White Jr., a Jefferson County Pine Bluff native. I am a product of both Pine Bluff and Watson Chapel School Districts. Graduated from Watson Chapel in 1999 and the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff in 2004. I began my career at the Jefferson County Assessor's Office nearly 21 years ago, and I worked my way up from a deputy assessor all the way up to the real estate supervisor. I have worked my way through the ranks. I am dedicated to my job. I service the community, and I am a proud individual, and I love what I do. I appreciate the opportunity to do the work, and I want to continue to do the work as I've done all these years. Thank you.
Good evening, and thank you everyone from the Jefferson County and the Divine Nine. Happy birthday to the NAACP. I am Dr. Michael Turley, and I am a proud Silver Life subscribing member of the NAACP. I am the music director for Greater Ward Chapel AME Church on 6th Street, right across from Paradise Funeral Home. I've been here for 15 years, retired from the U.S. Air Force as a major and a C-130 pilot, moved down here and have fallen in love with this place because I am Creole by virtue of being Quebecois. And that's a very important piece to what I will be discussing later on this evening. But I did want to let those of you know that have not seen me in the last couple of weeks, this how PB do it. I love this place, and we are a diamond in the dark, and the only way that we are going to be able to get that song out is when we sing it ourselves. So I want you to think of yourselves as voices, voters, owners, investors, customers, employers, and stakeholders. Thank you.
Before I give my opening statement, I have to say this because I know she's watching at home. To my wife, Destiny, happy anniversary, baby, and I love you. Today is our 15th wedding anniversary. Again, my name is Eric Walden Jr., and I'm running for Jefferson County Judge because I believe that Jefferson County needs not only qualified leadership, but committed leadership. I have prepared for this role academically, professionally, and personally. With degrees in psychology, business, public administration, and ministry leadership, I understand both the technical side of government and the human side of leadership. And by focusing on people, relationships, and progress, I am ready to lead the way as your next Jefferson County Judge. Thank you.
Good evening, Jefferson County. I'm Jeff Edwards. I'm campaigning for the position of county judge. As your county judge, I can assure you that I will do everything in my power to find those $300,000 solar panels that have been missing for the past year and a half. As your county judge, I can assure you that I will do everything in my power to make sure that we do not incur legal bills of $700,000 roughly of taxpayers' money. And also to the employees and the elected officials, you don't have to worry about getting paid on time. And last but not least, I will do everything in my power to rebrand Jefferson County and also to rebuild and restore the public trust. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Attorney Ephraim Neely. I'm the owner of the Neely Law Firm located at 1514 Poplar, and I've served this community since 2011. I graduated from the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff with a degree in business administration with a minor in accounting. I have a Juris Doctorate from University of Arkansas. I have done so much in this community and asked for no applause. I have bought Chromebooks for children. I have served at the nursing homes. I have worked at the pantries. I have given clothes and food to all of the shelters. I am a part of Jefferson County. And what I want to do is let you know that I am here to fix the foundation, for us to be one whole building again. I want to address the people getting paid. I want to make sure that we unify our county government. I want to make sure the infrastructure is maintained. I want to make sure we have economic development. And last but not least, I want to champion and promote Jefferson County to be the best county in the state of Arkansas. Thank you.
Thank you all for your opening statements. And now we'll move into the question and answer portion of this forum. This question will be directed at the justices, the candidates for justices of the peace. How do you plan to build a viable budget, given your limited time and pay as Justice of the Peace? We'll start with Mr. Smith.
Well, as a business owner, which I am, I seems to know what it takes to build a budget with a little money. Because as a black business owner, I didn't start off with money. I had to learn how to build a budget, pay bills, and then you have to make tough decisions. And with making tough decisions, I have the ability and the know-how to manage a budget.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Mr. Bowman.
Thank you for the question. As a justice, how I will plan to build a budget. First of all, we need to review the budget and review the spending and make sure that we eliminate any kind of waste. And that, once we eliminate, the waste, we should be able to determine, if the budget is solid. So the first thing I'll do is to get with other justices and, review the, entire budget and make sure that we're not eliminating any waste in the budget. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Green.
Well, as I said, with the justices, I think that we need to review all information that's in the office before we try to balance the budget. As a business owner, I have to look at everything that comes in and everything that goes out. But I must study what's coming in, because times have changed. And so we have to look at what's coming in and what's going out. If the budget, if Jefferson County's budget is only, quorum court's budget is only 6% for roads, we already know we don't have much for roads. So we have to look at that and maybe make a change down the road and look at the budget for adding more expenditure, adding more money to that budget. Because if we run out of money, then where are we gonna get the money from if the budget has already been approved? So we have to work together as quorum court members and talk to one another. And not, I think Justice Jackson said, we have to work together. We can't be mad at each other.
Thank you, Mr. Brown.
Mr. Moderator, would you repeat that question? It felt like I missed a verb or something just before you finished.
Yes, sir. If I can, let me get back to it. It says, how do you plan to build a viable budget given your limited time and pay as Justice of the Peace?
I'm still not quite understanding about the limited time, but I will tell you this. I served 4 terms on the quorum court before, and we had a budget each year. That amounts to more than 8 years. I served 3 terms on city council, and that represents 12 years, and we've had a budget each year. Mostly, we do our budgets on city council during the homecoming time, and I myself proposed an ordinance that passed that we don't have any work to do. We are off on Friday of the homecoming. Now, here's the reason why that, because you want to focus on the budget and not on homecoming. So we don't do hearings, we don't do our budget hearings during the homecoming week. So how would I do it? As we usually do it, and that is we'll branch off in the certain departments and the chairman of those departments get with the rest of the members of the committee, and we hash out, of course, the mayor or the judge has a budget, and we work within those budgets to make it better for our city and county.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. This next question is for the county judge candidates. There's been so much said and written about conflicts of interest, corruption, and division in Jefferson County. How will you reverse these dynamics and this narrative? And why are you the person to do it? How will you reverse these dynamics and this narrative? And why are you the candidate to do it? And Mr. Neely, we'll begin with you.
And I need to get a question ready again. It's a very involved question for 60 seconds.
There has been so much said and written about conflicts of interest, corruption, and division in Jefferson County. How will you reverse these dynamics and this narrative? And why are you the candidate to do it?
First, I would go about educating my constituents. The very first thing we need to know is that there are 13 quorum court members, and they should not be divided, they should be working together. The 13 quorum court members have the votes. They have 13 votes for their 13 districts. We need to get those 5 who are not participating and have given their votes away back into the milieu with the rest of them so we can get things accomplished. As a county judge, I will do my role and I will coordinate with the elected officials to ensure that those elected officials know that they can work with this quorum court to get things done and we won't work against them. And additionally, I will be respectful while I am doing this. I will not be a dictator demanding, cutting off people. I will ensure that through this education, this cooperation and cohesion that we'll overcome all the chaos and the appearance of corruption. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Neal. Mr. Evans.
Yes, sir.
To answer that question, my platform consists of 100% transparency. And when you're transparent, everybody's on board, everybody's at the table. So that would be very, very difficult to even portray any type of conflict of interest. I would reach out to all of the justices, all of the department heads, and everyone else involved, the essential employees, to let everyone know we are in this together. And as I said in the previous forum, I want us to be one band with one sound.
Thank you. Mr. Wallen?
Mr. Moderator, great question. And my answer to that is that's something that I've already been doing. As the conflict has continued to grow throughout Jefferson County, I was one of the few voices that was actively involved in contacting agencies like Department of Labor, contacting all of our JPs, trying to encourage our elected officials to work together towards a solution so that we can all get paid, so all of our county employees can get paid. I also helped sponsor or send the idea for the legislation for financial relief for our county employees who incurred several fees as a result of paying mortgages and car payments late. And so I believe in my way of doing that is through trust and communication. And also, I'm a trained mediator as well, so putting my mediator skills to use. And again, trust and communication goes a long way. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Turtle. Dr. Turtle.
Trust starts with that transparency. So everybody feel free to write this down. I live at 117 Friendswood Avenue. You go up Olive Street and you look to the right before you get to 46 and you see the house with the solar panels on it. It's mine. It matches because it happens to be the 117th anniversary of the NAACP today. Now, I don't have any of the relationships previously built, so I don't have to worry about any of these conflict things. But what I've handed out, and my campaign team has handed out to you, are folders that have two different sets of visions. If you have one with both of the sets of maps, the left side shows you the United States and all the capacity for the Jefferson County to be the #1 county in logistics hub in natural disasters across the entire lower 48 of our doing working and said with Pine Bluff Arsenal earlier this week about marrying up some of the things that we're trying to do with them. Notice, I know that we all serve you. So the Quorum Court is going to help us all serve you. So that's not even a conversation. The right side is all about UAPB being #1 university in the world. And if you look at the push card I gave, you'll see that.
Thank you, Mr. Turtle. This next question will go to candidates for circuit clerk. Why should you be elected as the next circuit clerk? And Ms. Collins, will begin with you.
Thank you, great question. I think I should be elected the next circuit clerk because I've done the job. I'm running on the platform of proven leadership, experience, and integrity. I've worked in every division within the office, including jury administrator. So I have a relationship with the title companies, attorneys. I know what it takes to run a successful office. I have a relationship with the current clerks in the office, and I will feel we would actually move forward and continue the advancement that we are going on in the circuit clerk's office.
Thank you, Ms. Collins. Ms. Compton.
I think that I should be elected as the next circuit clerk because I am equipped to elevate the office. I'm equipped to take the office to the next level through 25 years of experience. And each one of those jobs that I called out earlier, I was able to gather information, gather tools that will equip this office to go to the next level. And that's one of the reasons why I should be elected as your next circuit clerk. I have a passion for people, so it's also about customer service. Maya Angelou, to paraphrase, said, you know, people may forget what you said, they may even forget what you did, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. So I look at elevating customer service. The citizens of Jefferson County are our customers. So it's more than just knowing how to do the things, which I am qualified to do the day-to-day operations of the office, but it's also working with the public, working with the citizens.
Thank you, Ms. Kelly. This next question is for candidate for coroner. Mr. Gordon, what will you do differently than the current office holder?
Well, the first thing I definitely would do, and it's something I've already spoke out, is I would want to put the coroner's office on its own 2 feet. Number one thing that I want to do is change the phone lines from the Mecca system back into the coroner's office. I believe that if someone is trying to reach the coroner's office, it is important that the community has accessibility to that office. There's a lot of middlemen and things going on in the coroner's office, and we have budgets and we have people in place that can handle the coroner's office for itself. So to answer the question, the number one thing I would do is bring the coroner's office on its 2 feet by changing those phone lines back into its own office.
All right, thank you. Now this time we're kind of against any of the candidates. Okay, for the JP candidates, how do you separate your personal beliefs from your legal responsibilities? And Mr. Brown, we will begin with you. How do you separate your personal beliefs from your legal responsibilities? Yes, Mr. Brown.
Good. You are elected to do a job. And it's not a selfish job. This is what I will say now, and I've said always. I'm gonna do what is right and what is in black and white. They have a book called the County Compliance Book. You have to read it. They got a book that says municipal law. You have to read it. You don't read the entire, you read what the problem is so that you can bring it back to your fellow JPs and you discuss. So my take on that is always do what's right and what's by law. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Mr. Green.
Well, being in the Marine Corps, our motto was simplify, always faithful. If you don't follow that, people die. I'm a retired firefighter. If we don't work together, you walk into a building and you don't do what you're supposed to do, people die. So being on the Quorum Court, you have to work together or the city goes down. Pine Bluff is going down faster than anybody can doggone sweep the stick. So I have to know that I have to work with the Quorum Court, work with people, and keep it real. Because if you don't, population is going down, and it hurts the businesses. Thank you.
Mr. Smoother.
How would I separate my personal belief and my legal responsibility? I have that experience for the last 25 years working for the Arkansas State Police. Doing that decision, working on a local level, state level, and a federal level, I got to enforce the law. So that's something that I have experienced for the last 25 years. And as a justice, I believe as a county government, we should work for the people. And also as a justice, plays a critical role on how our tax dollars are spent, how our neighborhood should be supported, and how accountable that our leadership should remain in the Quorum Court. So with 25 years experience in law enforcement, I have made those decisions, and I have made the right decision because I'm still employed with Arkansas State Police. Thank you.
Mr. Smith.
Well, I won't let my personal belief affect the way I vote and the way that I will be a JP. My personal belief is that I'm a man of faith, and I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. But sometimes you have to make a tough decision when you in the quorum court. So I would separate that. I will not, it will not determine the way I vote.
All right, thank you, Mr. Smith. This question is for the current office holder of the county assessor and the candidate. For Ms. Tillman, what would you do different if re-elected as county assessor?
As county assessor, I feel as though the office works efficient, valuable information, and accuracy to continue education with our employees, to make sure that all of those aspects of our office is done. We always have continued education for our employees to sharpen and their skills and to be updated with the innovative technology that comes along with the office, and to make sure that the public is served with courtesy and with decent service.
Thank you. Mr. White, the question is a little different for you. What would you do different if elected as Jefferson County assessor?
What I would do differently if elected as Jefferson County assessor, I would make sure that everyone was treated with the same level of fairness and respect. And that would go for customers as well as the employees that operate and run the office. There wouldn't be any big eyes or little U's. There wouldn't be any picks and chooses. We would do the same thing for everybody all the time, making sure that things are fair, equitable, not only for the community, but as well for the people who operate and do the work in that office every single day. Those people are very important, they're valuable too, and how they feel and what they think is important for the work that's done in that office.
Thank you. This next question goes to our candidates for county judge. What would you do different as a county judge to work with the justices of the peace and other elected officials? And we're going to go to Mr. Turley, and Mr. Turley, you will be the first to have a response to that question.
Thank you. Well, the very first thing we have to understand is that we all serve you. You have 60,000 voices, 60,000 voter, owner, investor, customer, employers, and stakeholders. And so we have to set aside all of the different personalities and understand the process is to serve you. Once we figure that out, to me, that should be pretty simple. And I think that that's one of the things that I've been noticing is that the personalities are getting involved and they're starting to disagree with each other because they're thinking it at the personality level. For me, the service is very simple. Having served as a military officer, I was always in public service. When I retired, I went into teaching, I was always serving my students. And so I think it's really important that we understand when we can come together to understand we are public servants, not leaders, servants. Then you are the leaders, and we should be able to understand how to serve your voices.
Thank you. Mr. Walden?
Can you repeat the question for me?
What would you do different as a county judge to work with the justices of the peace and other elected officials?
The same thing, the same way how I lead now. Leading by my character, by my integrity, leading with transparency and trust. And respecting the legislative body and their role that they have with the court. That's the same thing I do day in and day out.
All right, thank you. Mr. Edwards.
Yes, sir, thank you. I have to agree with the other two gentlemen here. This whole election and initiative is about transparency. And I will be 100% transparent. I would do what I would call listening tours. I would go to each department head to listen, see what their needs are. But again, I agree. Every JP in the county comprises the quorum court. They are the check writers.
They control the checkbooks, they control the expenditures, the appropriations, and other things of that nature. So I will be working closely with them, and as I tell some of them already, I plan to be you all's best friend. Thank you, Mr. Edwards. Mr. Neely?
Could you repeat the question for me?
No problem. What would you do different as the county judge to work with the justices of the peace and other elected officials?
So I don't know what I would do different because I haven't done it yet. But the thing I would do is I would establish a baseline of what everybody's role is and make it clear and concise. I would ensure that we all knew how to follow the letter of the law and understand how our roles were defined statutorily and constitutionally. I think that once the boundaries are set and we begin to work together, we can be cooperative with one another. Personalities have seemed to play a role in keeping the quorum court at a distance from one another. Luckily, we have in our system the system of mediation where if we couldn't get along, then we could use mediators. We wasted money on attorneys suing each other, so why couldn't we use a positive method to help us understand the needs of one another and what we need to be productive and move forward to be a success for Jefferson County. So with that being said, like I said, it's a foundation thing. We will have to build our foundation for cooperation, cohesion, for success.
Thank you. This next question goes back to the candidates for circuit clerk. What unique skill or trait do you have to offer Jefferson County that no other candidate can provide this community? And Ms. Compton, will begin with you.
Yes, I have the ability because like I said, I've worked in legal field for more than 25 years. I can see the big picture. So I'm not just what we see here in Jefferson County at the clerk's office. I can bring valuable input from other agencies that I've worked for. So that's one of the key things that makes me the better qualified is because I don't just see what's in front of me, I see the big picture. And those tools are what we're going to use to elevate the clerk's office.
Thank you. Ms. Collins, what unique skill or trait do you have to offer Jefferson County that no other candidate can provide to this community?
The unique skill that I have, I am a people person. I have a genuine love for people. I was a retail manager for over 16 years. I worked as business manager at Department of Corrections. So I worked with inmates. I know how to listen to people. I know how to be accessible to people. I don't believe that the office of circuit clerk is about the person. I don't believe it's about the title. It's about the community, being accessible and being an aid to help people with the things that they would need done in our office.
All right. Thank you. This goes back to the candidates for county judge. From your personal, professional, or political knowledge, what is it that Jefferson County needs and deserves most in this critical time and hour? And we'll begin with Mr. Edwards with that question.
That's a good question. Jefferson County needs stability, sustainability, accountability. So like I said in the previous forums, it's kind of crazy that we have these court meetings that make world and national news. It's because we can't get along. Treat people as you want to be treated, especially grown folks. Once you do that, I think everything else will fall in line. The number one word that's missing is respect. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Edwards. Mr. Walden.
From my personal professional experience, what I feel Jefferson County needs most at this time is a leader that focuses on people, its relationships, and progress, because we've lost our way. Also, somebody that can lead through the conflict if it comes up. Somebody that is approachable, that is accessible, that can talk to people, that has representation, that's able to sacrifice and compromise and collaborate with all of our elected officials, all of our public, and with leaders across the state. That's what I feel Jefferson County needs most, is a leader.
Thank you, Mr. Turley.
Again, if you look at the maps on the United States side, my professional background says what Jefferson County needs is correct, positive recognition. We are fabulous, folks. And the only people that know it are us. We're not getting any help from the state. Arkansas Economic Development came down last week and couldn't even tell us a single project about what they're doing for us. And yet, our strategic location in the United States is fantastic. UAPB is one of the top 10 universities in the nation in aquaculture and agriculture, and yet it can't get out of its own way because it's competing with the PWIs that are trying to get all the jobs in the United States. If we could go to Africa and bring stuff over there with rice and with aqua fisheries, we could have no competition and be able to work in that way. And it starts right here. We have internships with Jefferson County Industrial Parkway. For some of you, I gave you some of the industrial tech stuff at UAPB to be able to help. We have a 90% employability rate out of the UAPB, and they don't even know it.
Thank you, Mr. Neal.
So, hello. Hello.
Y'all hear me? Okay. From my professional experience, having worked for the Attorney General's office, having been involved with the governor, having been involved with the mayor, having been on many commissions, being a part of the executive board for the Boys and Girls Club right now, being on the PACE Commission, having been on the Civil Service Commission, or just dealing with groups of different boards and having to have different leaders and different people. The one thing that I know is that a true leader empowers his people to be their best. It empowers them to do what they are trained to do without having to be micromanaged. A true leader is a person who puts things in perspective and makes sure things get done. And as a follow-up, the satisfaction is that those people are satisfied with what they have done and they have done their very best. And what we are missing here is someone who is a true leader. And what I believe we need is respect, stability, and honesty. And we need transparency and trustworthiness to come back into the Jefferson County government so that we can provide what the citizens need.
Thank you, Mr. Naylor. This is the last question that I have, unless there are other questions from the audience that I haven't received yet. But I believe this will be the last question before we go into our closing statement. So if you have a question, you need to go ahead and get it up here so that we can get that addressed before our closing statement. But this statement goes to the justices of the peace. And it says, it asks, besides managing your personal finances, what experience do you have that qualifies you to resolve Jefferson County's budget issues? And we'll begin with Mr. Bullock.
Thank you for the question. The experience that I have beside my personal finances, also a small business. Everybody knows if you supported me in my catering business. So I had an opportunity to manage a small business in finance. So that's an experience that I can bring to the table and can be an access to the Corn Court and the justice.
Thank you. Mr. Green.
Say the question again, please.
Besides managing your personal finances, what experience do you have that qualifies you to solve Jefferson County's budgetary issues?
Well, I've been in business for over 26 years. So I've had to maintain and work problems out when the money was short, put money other places to make other ends meet. So working with the Corn Court wouldn't be hard. My degree is in electronics. And so I work with numbers. And so numbers are not hard with me. So if we got a budget there to put together, just put the numbers together and make it work. Put the numbers together and make them work. So, by that I should be able to help the Corn Court with the budget.
Thank you, Mr. Gray. Mr. Bray.
I'd like to do the best I can with this question. You said about personal, I guess we're talking about home, but I've been a barber for over 40 years, and I was, before that,
served manager of several restaurants in Little Rock. And I was the president of the Golden Lion Foundation for over 10 years. So I've had that experience of dealing with money and of course dealing with kids too. But basically that's my take on that. I think that when you start talking about finances and handling money, that goes with family, that goes with friends, and that goes with the business that you're off into. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Brown. Mr. Smith.
I've been in business over 32 years, and I managed from $100 to several million. So I know how to cut, I know how to add, and I know how to balance.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. All right, at this time, we will go ahead and move into our closing statements. Each of the candidates will have 1 minute to make their final closing argument to the public here. And we'll begin with Mr. Neely, and we'll go from left to right, and then come back to Ms. Collins and go left to right. Finish with Mr. Brown.
Thank you. Right now, Jefferson County, the foundation is deteriorating. We are unstable. It's time for leadership that respects its people, follow the laws of this state, and restores the strong foundation we need to bring stability back. We can do better working with each other, much better than working against one another. We can do better respecting each other, even in times when we disagree. We can do better rebuilding this county together, one responsible decision at a time. It's about the foundation. My name is Attorney Efraim Neely. I have the credentials, I have the resume, and I have the will. And I ask that you elect me to be your next county judge. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Neely. Mr. Edwards.
In closing, I'd like to thank the D9 for inviting us to this forum and Jefferson County citizens for coming out. This election is going to be very difficult. There's going to be a lot of referendums, a lot of agendas, a lot of issues on the ballots, a lot of candidates who are running for office. But I'm going to make your life a little easier already. You go to the poll, you get to that county judge's ballot, just vote for the first name you see. Keep it moving. Jeff Evans, a county judge, I am your huckleberry. God bless.
Again, thank you to Divine Nine and the Convention Center for hosting this event. As we close tonight, I appear number 5 on the ballot. So I'm gonna make it easy for you. You scroll on down to the 5th option. And last but not least, all right. Number 1, I'm a faith-driven leader. My values guide me. Integrity. It's not a campaign slogan, it's a way of life for me. I'm somebody who puts people over politics, and that's shown in the work that I've done across this community. Some of those groups you've heard mentioned tonight, GBI, MDT, working with our law enforcement partners. I am somebody who believes in transparency and accountability. I am a uniter all across Jefferson County, and I have energy for a stronger future. If you want leadership rooted in faith, focused on people, committed to transparency, I humbly ask for your vote. Not only am I qualified, but I am committed. Thank you, Jefferson County.
Thank you, Mr. Wong. Dr. Turk.
Thank you all again for tonight, and I'd like to leave you with this idea. Voices have choices. Voters, owners, investors, customers, employers, and stakeholders have choices. So you have a choice to make. Who we are, who we want to be going back, or who we want to be going forward. I have a couple of clipboards out there floating around. If you are interested in wanting to learn a little bit about French, and conversational French is a possible bridge language so that we can stretch beyond the county, and we can help UAPB stretch beyond the county to contact some of those Franco-African nations, I would like you to sign it just as an interest, because I want to go to the university. I've been chatting with the university for 9 years to help them build a French program so that we can help the agriculture folks and the aquaculture folks go that way. This is the type of choices that you have to make. Who do we want to be from the past? Who who do we want to be in the future, or who are we right now? Thank you for the opportunity, and I'm Michael Turley. I have no idea where I am on the ballot, so please just support
Mr. What?
I know where I am on the ballot, number 1. So, in closing, I am certified and I am qualified to do this job. I have been certified by the state of Arkansas as a level 4 real estate appraiser since 2010. I also serve as the commercial analyst for Jefferson County for commercial property. I am a member of the International Association of Assessing Officers for the state of Arkansas. I served as Southeast Arkansas rep. I moved up to vice president. Last year I served as president. I come to work. I stay late. If you pass by, most people know me. My car's the last one to leave most days. It has been for a number of years. I appreciate the opportunity, and I would appreciate your support and your vote. And I promise to continue to work for you and work for Jefferson County. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Tillman.
I would like to thank the Divine Nine and community partners for hosting this forum. I would like to thank the citizens for listening. I am honored to have served as your county assessor for the past 4 years. With 28 years of experience within the assessor's office, I would learn valuable information that I would like to continue to work and serve in the community as your county assessor. I remain committed to professionalism, serving with integrity, even in challenging times. I appreciate your continued support, and I ask for your vote as Jefferson County Assessor. Keep Gloria Tillman working for you.
Thank you. Mr. Gordon.
I believe the coroner's office should be represented in 3 things: compassion, professionalism, and accountability. Family deserves clear communication, timely responses, accessibility, respect, dignity, and transparency. I am running for coroner to modernize the coroner's office, increase awareness of the coroner's office, ensure the office is accessible, especially during its business hours from 8 to 5. I spent a decade in the funeral industry, working with death every day, treating it responsibly and respectfully. I work with families, medical examiners, coroners, doctors, hospitals to make sure that everything is done correctly, legally, and with compassion. I understand the paperwork, I understand the process, I understand the compassion and having dignity to do this job. I have managed budgets, I have managed operations, I've managed transport, and made sure everything is in compliance with state laws, which all are part of running the coroner's office. I am in the death care industry. I am not switching careers, I'm just changing
Thank you,
gears.
Mr. Wood. Ms. Todd.
I would like to thank the Divine Nine and community partners, and I also like to thank the citizens for coming out and listening to us, our platforms. Jefferson County is close and dear to my heart. I'm a resident of Jefferson County, have been all my life. The citizens of Jefferson County matter to me, and I would like to see a better Pine Bluff. Early voting starts on Tuesday. Make sure you exercise your right to vote. It begins at 8 o'clock, Monday through Friday. On Saturdays, early voting starts at 10, from 10 to 4. The last day to early vote is March the 2nd. March the 3rd, you will vote at your polling place. If you don't know where your polling place is, you can contact the county clerk's office. I'd like to thank you for your support. I thank everyone for your encouragement. I know the job. I am qualified to do the job, and I would love your vote.
Thank you, Ms. Collins. Ms. Collins.
Thank you again to Divine Nine and the community partners for this opportunity to share my platform. One question that I want to ask, because one of the things that I run on is efficiency, transparency, accountability. How many of you use Court Connect or the online? I see some hands raised, okay. So do you know that every piece of paper that you view, every document that you view comes through the circuit clerk's office? They have to approve every document. So efficiency and accuracy is very, very important. I have been uniquely positioned to serve as your next circuit clerk. 1997, I walked through the courthouse doors to work for then the prosecuting attorney. If you go to the poll and elect me as your next circuit clerk, January 1st, 2027, exactly 30 years, I'll walk back into into the courthouse to serve you.
Thank you, Ms. Thompson. Mr. Smith.
Well, Leo, he's a true leader, and he has a heart for the people of Jefferson County. And if you want your roads fixed, you're tired of going through the potholes, if you want to get, you're an employee of the county, you want to get paid on time, and you want vendors out there, you want to get paid, vote for Leo Smith. And I still got 30 seconds. So that's who I am. So if you vote for me, we will make a change together. Amen.
Commit your work to the Lord and your plans will be established. My 90-day plans will be day 1 to 30. It will be listen and learn and meet with the department's head leader. Day 31 to 60, I will engage and plan. Day 61 to 90, I will act and deliver. If you are District 4, if you are looking for a leadership that will listen, leadership that's prepared, and leadership that will deliver, I respectfully ask you for your support as the next Justice of the Peace District 4. I am Oscar Bullard, and I'm also number 1 on my ballot. Thank you.
Mr. Green?
So, I am a downtown business owner for over 26 years, Shoe Express, shoe repair. I'm an honored and discharged Marine, where I reached the rank of sergeant. I'm a retired fire department lieutenant. I am a graduate from Southern Technical College. My degree was in electronics. I am a member of the Chamber of Commerce, where I'm a red coat. I am a member of the Corvette Brothers, which we ride. I went to Pine Bluff High School. I'm a graduate of Leadership Pine Bluff. I am a member of Kappa Kappa Psi Advanced Fraternity, and I am a member of Canyon Christian Center. So, I am asking for your vote, and I am number 1 on the ballot for Justice of the Peace, District 6.
And then Mr. Brown.
Thank you. So I guess I'm last. Pretty good. First of all, I'd like to thank, as everyone else has done, the Divine Nine for this get together here, this forum. But for over 25 years, I have been in politics working with the city and the county. And during those 25 years, I have been taught that you don't have to be hard, just be fair. I have no loaded promises. Only thing I want to give you is honesty and transparency. So on Tuesday, the 17th of February, early vote start. I'm Glenn Brown Sr. I would love for you to vote for me for District 6. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Let's give all of our candidates. I wanted to take the time before the others come up with some additional announcements and the voter appeal to thank the Pine Bluff Convention Center and its staff for setting up this room and for our ability to be able to hear the candidates. So let's give them a round of applause as well. And then also thank the candidates for participating in this democratic process. Thank Ms. Collins for correcting me. I think in that earlier session, I gave the wrong time for the earlier voting. The early voting, February 17th, begins at 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. through March the 2nd. And then you vote at your precinct on March 3rd, the day of voting. At this time, I guess I'm going to yield the floor now to Mr. Treadwell and others for the voting appeal.